Season 7, Episode 19. It isn't the main thing about you. So, we open on the flower shop. In the background, we have Apple Bloom talking with Burnt Oak, the firewood sales pony from The Perfect Pair. The stall next to his is selling either apples or tomatoes, so it wouldn't surprise me if AJ was running the stall. Also in the same shot, Grand Pear and Granny Smith are both sitting in the pear stall together. So a little callback, if you're looking around, you'll notice some interesting things going on in the background of that one. So the line at the flower shop is long due to everyone forgetting Mayor's Day until the last minute. I'm guessing this is a Mother's Day sort of thing. They don't really.
Maybe they just have Women Appreciation Day in that dimension.
It's Mayor Day because the MLP universe is like 90% mayor.
Exactly.
So the Stallions must appease their mayor overlords.
Exactly. As it should be.
Well, it depends on whose count you go by. Some people said, no, it's actually a lot closer. You just, there's, if you look at this scene or that scene, the ratio is much closer, but,
Yeah, but the mayors are still the overlords.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they're actually more stallions. You just never see them because they're enslaved.
I can think of a few that aren't, that we know
Well,
aren't.
yes, few that aren't, but those
ones that have more use, like Big Mac.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move on from slavery from a My Little Pony universe, but so Rarity enters literally glowing and parting the crowd and just boops Bonbon as she gives the advice to base the arrangements on the customer's mane.
It's like, Rarity, have you been swimming in toxic chemicals? I'm just worried about you.
Good morning, starshine. Oh, a few people will get that reference. Okay. This dramatically smooths the process out, and so Rarity is to be photographed by Photo Finish because of her beautiful mane, and is collecting items for the shoot. She needs lavender from the flower trio. So they go to set that up. They're like, okay, we'll take your order. And that comes back later.
It's a good thing ponies aren't colorblind, or Rarity's thing would have not worked.
Well, their fashions would be a bit duller if color vision wasn't a thing. And the fact that Pinkie Pie is called Pinkie Pie.
Actually, I wouldn't think it would be duller. I just think the colors would be all over the place if they couldn't see what they were wearing.
Well, they wouldn't need to dye anything. If they had like only monochromatic vision, there'd be no point in making anything other than sort of grays.
Yeah.
All right, so she improves swift traffic at the fan store, run by an Irish pony, by way of simplifying the shop window with a single running fan and a mannequin. Or ponykin. She wanted a fan for the shoot, so she's like, make me a big custom fan so I may flaunt my hair in the wind generated by said fan.
Oh no, my wig!
She wanted a pale yellow shade for the photo shoot from Sofas and Quills, and her suggestion for more available colors boosts sales. Now, this is an aside here, but this is one of the things I do like about Rarity, and I've said this a few times before. She is a fashionista, but instead of just loving fashion and being just kind of the empty character that comes from that sort of character most times, They also gave her some business sense that allows her to kind of escape that kind of dim fashion lover mold that so many characters in the genre fall into.
Well, that's because she's also the element of generosity. So she has to show a certain level of social understanding and how her actions will affect others.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, yeah,
she has to be able to say. She has to be able to say, "Oh, yeah, wow, this will help me. So how will it help someone else?"
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is one of those, an aside that always comes up with, when she's done well, you see her more, not only does she know fashion, but she also knows her business, and I like that they included that as a role model. Proving that Pinky will celebrate pretty much anything. She's celebrating the anniversary of the twins' first sneezes.
That's so cute.
Pinky hits Rarity with the super sticky celebration string, which, why did that come to your mind to make that? But this gets stuck in her mane and glues the twins together. After prying the twins off the floor with a crowbar, off screen, they head off to Sakura's for a remover and a sudsy shampoo. As they walk through the forest, they are spied on by yellow glowing eyes that Rarity spooks off by yelling at them.
I love that because, like, in every single show, when you see eyes, nothing's done about them. But Rarity's like, take a picture.
So they get the requisite items from Sakura, and she warns them that trying to fix a mane with magic can be very dangerous.
Especially when you pick up the wrong bottle.
Well, she wasn't going to
that
give
wasn't an obvious plot device.
Yes. Well, and the thing is, the thing she gave her wasn't, I guess the remover might have been somewhat magical, but, the intended object wasn't magical.
Sakura, maybe you should color code stuff not the same color.
Well, I mean, if the one thing would have saved this entire episode's worth of drama. Labels, a Sharpie, something.
Yep. Like,
this is
removal.
Shampoo. This is remover. They're the same color. Don't let them get switched up, or put a slightly different cap on that one. Oh, the remover is on the cap with the cork in. This one's in the cap with the metal cap on it. There you go. But which it gets, if you hadn't picked up on it already. What?
Label them.
Yeah. So if you hadn't already picked up on what was going to happen at that point, the fact that the bottles are identical is just, yep, that's going to be how this works. Rarity gets spooked, and the bottles fall off the floor, leading to the rest of the plot as the remover and shampoo are switched. Sakura is a little less than subtle about getting Pinky to head back and clean her shop.
Like, go, I want to be alone and clean your shop, annoying bunny.
Yes, you need to go. You need to go clean your shop. Leave me alone.
I'm pretty sure the laws of physics would crumble if Pinkie Pie ended up using that hair removal, though.
Anyway, yeah, so...
Is alive.
So she gives the twins what she thinks is the remover and lets them rub it on each other. Some
Smart.
reason. Yeah, luckily it's not remover or else the twins would be bald. Rarity screams as she realizes after a shower that the remover has taken off most of her mane. Oh no. So, she returns to Sakura.
Actually, would be more like the kids would remove each other because it's whatever you're thinking of gets removed.
I don't know. Anyway, so she returns to Sakura, who confirms what we already suspected about the switch. Rarity returns to the businesses she'd helped yesterday, but with the hood up on her cloak. No one recognizes her for some reason. And the shay she wanted is sold out from under her for 3 times the price, as she doesn't exude her normal assertiveness and confidence. I guess they play, like everybody's got low perception. Like rolls super low on perception and just doesn't pick up on anything here. I mean, Applebloom seems to have a decent set of, a decent perception ability, but everybody else just like you put on a cloak and nobody has a clue who you are, even though saved saved Equestria multiple times. Pillar of the community. Been active in loads and loads of things. But no, we don't recognize that can't be Rarity. It'd be really easy to be a criminal in this society, because you just put on a cloak and nobody have a clue who you were.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
like the Daring Do episode.
Yeah. Well, you stick up a bank in a cloak, and then you run off into the woods, take the cloak off, come back, and it's like, I don't know.
It's like, oh my god, who just robbed this bank?
Nobody would have a clue.
It's like, sir, where do you get that big bag of money behind your back? Oh, it came from my house. I've been saving up. Oh, okay, sir. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm. It was an inheritance. Yes, an inheritance. Yes. Anyway, so Rarity, desperate, seeks out the aid of the lights. Starlight reaffirms that magic probably won't work on the mains.
It's like, Star's like, wait, you can't control ponies anymore?
Well, though, again, Ghostbusters had Trixie transform Rarity's mane, though with no effort. Perhaps they should have consulted her, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I think she can only ruin manes.
He seems to have the ability to. Anyway, the magic they use apparently runs on equivalent exchange, and the materials have to come from somewhere. Twice summons a crystal pony mane right off their head, and Starlight makes one out of wood.
I like the wood one.
They do one last go, and now there's hair everywhere, except on Rarity.
Wish they donated all to charity.
And I think she took some clippings from to make her future mane that she uses, her punk mane. Zoroark shows up and tells Rarity that the mane will grow back in time. There's no way to hasten it. She suggests time travel to undo it, mostly not seriously, but is quickly shot down by Starlight, who has finally learned the lesson that, you know what, time travel, no. We shouldn't mess with time. Besides, if we worked off Doctor Who rules of time, that you couldn't do anything anyway. Already tries to augment the problem by creating some fashion, and it doesn't really help, and it turns out nobody has a good poker face when it comes to how bad her hair is.
I know, it's
so
everybody's
hard?
like, oh, I love how nobody's like, oh no, Rarity, it's fine, it's good. They're just like,
It's so hard to pretend it's not that bad. Oh.
Yes.
Anyway, Applejack suggests a wig attached to a bonnet. which Granny Smith was wearing for some reason while she was milking the cow. I don't know why she was doing that, but I guess she feels like she wants to feel young again, so she put on her special hat. Dash, on the other hand, tries to make a cloud-based replacement, and it looks pretty good,
It did.
but it won't move with her. And
That should be hairstylist.
Fluttershy has Harry craft a mane made of leaves and twigs, etc., but it's just not good.
Well, it didn't actually look too bad. It had a nice nature theme to it.
But yeah, it's not gonna do it. So she canceled the shoot after it all fails to help. She sulks and scarfs down ice cream in the dark. The girls try
She
to lift her
likes ice
spirits
cream.
and get her confidence back. They succeed, and she's inspired and shows her confidence from the inside out, with a look that's pretty punk.
Yeah.
In my head, I hear Bad Reputation from Joan Jett and the Black Arts, but
Now I do too.
so anyway, that would have been fun if they'd done a little sound alike to do some background noise on that. So she goes to the flower shop again and helps Filthy Rich by letting him have the lavender she requested for the shoot because Spoiled likes purple flowers. The big fan she commissioned, she has the fan pony set up outside to draw traffic. She buys a different Shay, because you can always use a Shay. The Sudsy shampoo washes Pinky and the twins out of the store and gives the fabulously bouncy manes, but doesn't remove the string, to which Applejack pokes it and Fluttershy and them giggle.
Should Pinkie Pie's hair be even more bouncy than it already was?
It was, if that is possible. It was becoming dangerously bouncy. The bounce per cubic centimeter was nigh off the charts.
I know.
Which, I mean, it seems odd that, through all this, Pinky, just now getting to cleaning off the thing, cleaning off the sticky string. Pinky, who had been out of the loop until this point, remarks about Rarity's new style.
Is there something different about you? Did you get your hooves painted?
No, it's like a full, fashion persona change. Anyway, so we get a time skip of a few months to fully recovered mane. Which, it's interesting that they chose to do that. It's like, no magic cure, some things you have to let grow back. So, Pinky aggressively suggests that Rarity read the Most Fabulous Manes article, which that took a long time to compile and print, apparently, for Vanity Mare, because it took them, I guess maybe she had a lot. Rarity was one of the first ones, and she was still taking a lot of pictures.
Yeah. She's probably going around Equestria looking for more ponies.
Yeah, Rarity may have been just the first one, and it took her another month or two to finish, and then by the time her mane was grown back, that was a thing. It's like she finished it. Turns out they had done some candid shots with a hidden photo finish while she was shining from the inside out and used them in the article. Turns out this style caught on in Ponyville, surprisingly lasting a few months.
Yeah.
Which you'd think after a few months that they would, once Rarity had gone back, they might have gone, oh no, I'll go back to my old style. But I guess maybe even the the Vanity Fair article may have kind of gave that style a shot in the arm. You know, it's you know, basically the episode's like, okay, you know, I guess the moral of it is, you know, confidence comes from within. You know, make the most of what you got in, you know, and you know, show your confidence, you know, despite whatever problems may arise. You are
and
not
the
your
other
main.
moral of the story is the Quills and Sofa Pony is an asshole.
That's a bit harsh. I mean, I get that, you know, he sold it out from under her, which is a bit of a jerk move. I wouldn't go that far, but it was a jerk thing to do. But they didn't need to do that, I suppose. But
It's
whatever.
like, okay, I got my main. It's like, well, she did get her main fix. So where's my sofa? I was like, oh, yeah. Kind of sold it.
You know how to make the reservation. You don't know how to keep the reservation. Good grief, am I just chucking off 90s references today?
So I have to admit, when I first, I had like seen a small clip of this episode where it just, showed her new look. The first thing that came to mind is Rarity had a nervous breakdown because she runs like 3 businesses.
Yeah. I wonder, during that time period where she was going a bit punk, did she also do new fashion with sort of, was her spring collection more punk, or spring, summer, fall, whatever this season was? Was it all punk to just like, so she could have something to wear as well? It's like, punk is in for this season, and then it won't be when I don't need it anymore. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that.
Let's see. Let me think. Think of any other notes. Yeah, I really love the thing with Starlight. It's like, the guy can't control his bar, and Starlight just gives that look. Like,
No, it wasn't so much not controlling, it was going back in time, was it?
the back in time thing too, but
yeah, and the main thing, because anyway, but yeah, that's all I had to say about that. It was all right. Punk Rarity is really quite nice. I wonder if by the end of the series we're going to have alternate hairstyles for everybody. Twi got hers.
Have that '80s style.
And what?
We did have like that '80s style when they defeated T-Rex.
Oh, okay. The thing, but like actual like non-magical alternate styles.
Well, I mean,
Rarity got one, and Twilight got one so far.
And Applejack too.
Applejack did Apple Jewel thing, and she did have a separate style for that. So Dash really hasn't had a proper alternate style.
I know.
Pinky. Pinky does have technically an alternate style because she's got the sort of flat mane, but that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
And Fluttershy, but what do you do with Fluttershy's hair? It's so long and luscious. How do you do with it?
It's already fabulous.
But that is kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. If there's no other things, that'll be the end of the review.
Yeah.